Following months of rumours and leaks, Apple have finally unveiled the new iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and the highly anticipated iPhone 10, celebrating the iPhone's 10th anniversary. But what's the difference between them, and which one should you buy? Well, let's start with the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, and your first thoughts are probably this looks like the same as before, and you're right, they share a similar design to the last 3 generations of iPhones, complete with chunky bezels and the Touch ID home button. Although the aluminium body has been replaced with glass on both the front and the back, which means for the first time they both support wireless charging. Apple says the new iPhones have the most durable glass on any smartphone, so hopefully we'll be seeing fewer shattered iPhones in the future. But while size and resolution may be the same as before, both new phones now support True Tone displays, which were first introduced on the iPad and change the screen's colour to match your room's ambient lighting. Inside, they're running on Apple's brand new A11 Bionic chip, a new 6-core processor with 2 high-performance cores and 4 high-efficiency cores, so you can play the latest games smoothly without destroying your battery life. The Bionic chip will also power the cool new augmented reality, or AR, apps and games, which will be coming soon to the App Store. But for me, the biggest upgrade on the new iPhone 8 and 8 Plus is the camera. The 12-megapixel f1.8 rear camera has a new sensor, new color filter, optical image stabilization, and thanks to the A11 chip's new ISP, or image signal processor, we can expect sharper and more detailed photos. But it's in the video department where Apple have really pushed the boat out. Both iPhone 8s can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second, that's a first for a smartphone, as well as super slow motion 240fps full HD video, which is 2 times slower than the iPhone 7. But the iPhone 8 Plus goes a step further, adding a second 12-megapixel f2.8 telephoto lens. The 8 Plus also offers portrait mode and a new experimental portrait lighting mode, both of which the standard iPhone 8 lacks. So the 8 Plus has a bigger, high-resolution screen, bigger battery, and a second camera lens with support for portrait modes. Both phones come in 64 and 256GB options, which is twice as much storage for the entry-level model compared to last year. Prices start at £699 for the iPhone 8 and $799 for the iPhone 8 Plus, and they'll both be available to order from September 15th for a September 22nd launch. So that is the 8 and the 8 Plus, but what about the new iPhone 10, that gorgeous new premium iPhone with an edge-to-edge bezel-less screen? Apple are calling this the future of the smartphone, and it's a big step up over the iPhone 8, both in terms of specs and, as you'd expect, price. The headline features include a huge 5.8-inch OLED Super Retina display, that's the sharpest and most color-accurate screen ever on an iPhone. The display also supports True Tone and another first for the iPhone, HDR, both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. But it's the design that's most striking, and there's an obvious absence of the Touch ID home button. Apple is now using a new True Depth camera system on the front for Face ID, so you can unlock your phone using facial recognition. Combined with new swiping gestures, they've integrated all the home button's functions into the software. But the True Depth camera offers more than just Face ID. It gives you access to the iPhone 8 Plus's portrait modes, but for your selfies, as well as an awesome new Animoji feature that analyzes 50 different muscle movements in your face and mirrors your expression into 12 emojis. Pretty cool. So the iPhone 10 shares the same dual camera setup as the iPhone 8 Plus, albeit with 2 upgrades. The telephoto lens has a wider f2.4 aperture, that's versus 2.8 on the 8 Plus, so it will be a little bit better in low light, and it also has optical image stabilization on both lenses, which will make photos and videos smoother and less blurry. So I'm sure you'll agree, the iPhone 10 looks far more exciting than the 8 or 8 Plus, which seem to be fairly modest upgrades over the last gen iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. So this super premium iPhone 10 comes in 64 or 256GB storage options, but has a starting price of £999, so basically £1,000, which is $300 more than the base iPhone 8. So clearly the iPhone 10 is the all-singing, all-dancing phone that everyone's going to want, but its high price may put a lot of people off, not to mention it's coming out a little bit later with a launch date of November 3rd. But for me, with Apple calling the iPhone 10 the future of smartphones, I'm not sure how excited I could be to order an iPhone 8 or 8 Plus. But of course, we'll be reserving full judgment for our reviews on all the new iPhones coming soon on trustedreviews.com. Thank you for watching.